Welcome to Popcorn to Go, a podcast by the Popcorn in Bed sisters. I'm Cassie.
And I'm Carly, and we are here as your below average movie experts to talk about some things movies, pop culture, all things life, daily thoughts, and more.
So grab your popcorn and come hang out with us. Hey guys.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Popcorn to Go.
We're so happy you're here. I am teacher Cassie, and this is Carly. We are doing a back to school episode.
Can I say a fun fact? Fun fact is I wore this shirt on my very first day as a teacher. Teaching in Northern California. I remember like we did when we were younger, picked out our first day of school outfit and everything. I did the same as a teacher. And so I'm just bringing back the shirt. It's my teacher shirt.
I know my kids laid out their outfit like the night before, even had the socks and the shoe. And I was just like, oh, it's fun and exciting, but also nerve-wracking.
Yes. All the feels.
Sad.
We were at Walmart the other night just looking for something, and there was people doing their last minute back to school shopping, and Lana was like, oh, do you want to get some school supplies? I'm like, I wish. He's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I loved going back to school supply shopping. And he's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, you didn't go and pick out all your new pens and your pencil crayons and all your things? He looked at me like I was a crazy person. And I thought, maybe it's a girl thing.
Yeah. Or just my kids, same thing. I'm like, do you guys want to go down this aisle and get a new duotang? Canadian word, actually. File folder, maybe they are here. Duotang, they don't know what that is. You know duotang?
Oh, I know duotang. Yeah, I just didn't know it was Canadian.
Yes, so people probably have no idea what we're saying. But it's like a file folder with the little binder clippy things. And they're like, just order it on Amazon. I'm like, okay, stab in the heart.
What about the magic?
Exactly.
That is funny. Okay, I'm actually not going to wear my glasses the whole episode, but...
I know, I'm already getting a headache, but I actually can see way better. And I'm like, maybe I should actually wear
that's right. I wear my glasses every day at work. But in my outside life, I don't really need them. But
yeah, it's giving me a headache. But, modern medicine, look at that. Modern
and we love a theme, so...
Yes. Exactly. I've got my blazer. We've got our glasses on, guys, and we are doing a back to school episode. So we kind of thought it would be fun to go through classes and kind of have a little school day and different subjects, and then kind of talk about movies and pop culture and characters as they relate to back to school. I was trying to think of back to school movies, and I recently saw Dazed and Confused, which I was like, did people actually have this high school experience? It's there's literal paddling and initiation and just so different than my bubble, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's interesting. I actually had this little caveat, and it's a little bit of a pet peeve of mine in some movies. About how they are portrayed in media and in our culture and movies and TV shows and such. Because, I mean, a part of me is like, wow, it's so extreme in these movies. And again, maybe I am in a little bit of a bubble or something and I didn't have that. But even the mean kids, or the mean girls in a movie, I'm like, no girl's actually that mean. And, well, if they are, then that sucks. But then I also feel like because it's in the movies, I'm like, are we just showing the younger generation that it's okay to be like that? Because I'm like, it's not. Yeah. Anyways, and so when my oldest is starting junior high, and so he got a locker for the first time, and they were only half lockers, a top and a bottom, not the full body ones. And he was like, him and his friends were like, yes, we won't be able to get stuffed in lockers. And I was like, you guys have been watching too many movies. I don't think that actually happens. Yeah.
I don't think you actually get locked in a locker. But
I know.
Who knows?
Well, I know.
Let us know.
Yes, yes. Well, then if it does, I'm like, okay, well, stop showing it in the movies, stop giving these kids ideas, and just be nicer kids and adults and everyone. Yeah. But it also, another caveat of the same thing, though, is that when I was going through my education classes, I was in a health education class, and we talked about there was this big research study done on what kids, or high school students specifically, perceived versus reality, right? So they did anonymous surveys, like they made sure that people could fill it out honestly, no repercussions, anything like that. And so they would say, how many kids do you think drink, right? And they'd like, oh, probably 90% of our class does. And in reality, it was 25%. But I also think that these movies and everything, it just portrays, they're like, oh, how many do you think smoke? How many do you think are sexually active? And like the perception versus reality was actually so different. And then it's like, oh, we're actually not like, anyways, it's a tangent, but
yeah,
it sometimes can be my pet peeve in the media.
But then it's also, they show the fun parts or like, bonfires on the beach and things like that. Like we were, yes, we were like, inland Canada. We did not have bonfires on the beach, but like it's funny how even as a 30-something person, I still like love watching high schoolers. I don't know if it's like still relatable. Like 10 Things I Hate About You, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Boy Meets World.
The Summer I Turned Pretty.
Oh my gosh, right? Like The Breakfast Club. And it's kind of funny how and I was talking about back to school on my Popcorn in Bed Patreon, and people were like, it's crazy that I still get like nervous in September. Like I'm 50 years old and I still am like, oh, I don't have to do that. Phew. Like,
yeah.
Well, but it is kind of relatable for everyone because we all went to school.
Yeah, it is. And I know everyone had very different experiences in school too, like how much they liked it, whether that's on the academic side, the social side, but hopefully throughout this episode, and we can find some connections that we can all relate to something good in that area.
Yes. Okay. So Carly, I didn't tell you this, but really quick, I'm going to put you on the spot. We're going to do a back to school this or that. So it's rapid fire questions. Okay. And I have no clarification. You just have to say.
Okay.
Okay. And I don't know whether you're going to think of this as a student or as a teacher or as elementary school or high school, but you're just going to first thing that comes to mind. Okay.
Okay. Wait, well, do I,
pencil?
I know I can't ask for like, extension on the question, but after it, I get to defend some of my answers, maybe? We'll see. Okay.
I'll think about it.
Okay.
I'm pretty strict. Okay.
You would have been a pushover.
Pencil or pen? 100%.
Pen.
Unlined or lined paper?
Lined.
Bus or drive to school?
Drive to school.
Home lunch or cafeteria?
Home lunch.
Math or English?
Math.
Science or history?
Science.
Wow, we are opposite. Group project or just do your work on your own?
Do my own.
Really? Okay. School play or school sports?
Sports. Both.
Capri Sun or chocolate milk?
Chocolate milk.
Kickball or tetherball?
Kickball.
Dress up days, yay or nay?
Yay.
Strict, organized teacher or laid back, disorganized teacher?
Ooh. Can I get a mix and match, please?
No.
Laid back, as long as they're still a good teacher.
Okay, that's it.
Fun. How many was I opposite on you? With you on as you.
Good amount.
I don't know how to phrase that.
Good amount. I'm a chocolate milk kickball girl too, though. But and sports. But I love a group project. And
I did not.
I loved English and history way more than math and science.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't love science, but I did not like history. And yeah, I'm definitely math over English, but I mean, those two normally go together, right? Like you're either kind of lean towards math or science or kind of lean towards English and history, or as we called it in Canada, language arts and social studies.
Yeah, I know. I had to think about that when I was making these. Okay, so let's go to our first class, which is... Oh, no. Should we start off with our best and worst pop culture teachers?
Yes.
Okay. And then we'll start class. Okay, so this is just a little fun thing. Okay. So I I wonder if we're gonna have the same on any of these. We'll see.
Well, I
Okay.
already called who my best
You
teacher
did.
was immediately when
Yes.
Cassie brought up this topic. I was like, I call this one.
And it's funny because that would not even have crossed my mind. So
Really? It's funny because there are actually some incredible teachers out there in the movies that I remember inspiring me as a teacher. But this one is the first one that popped into my head, and I just loved him. I think it's mostly because I had the biggest crush on him. It's the teacher in Never Been Kissed. And I just loved him.
Why wasn't he in more stuff after
I
that?
know. Well, he was in Alias, but
Oh, that's right. That's right.
but
He's-
yeah, I
okay.
always thought about that. I'm like, why was he not our rom-com guy?
Yeah. And it's funny because when you said that, I'm like, ooh, well, thinking back as our age now, I'm like, that's kind of problematic. But it was the 90s and they really were the same age.
Yes. Yeah.
When he knew she was a student, he never,
Yes. He never
or
did
when
anything.
he thought she was a student. But that kiss on the baseball mound, I think that was one of my like romantic awakenings as a teenager. Like I like full body goosebumps. Like this is the best kiss I've ever seen.
It was so good.
Oh my gosh.
Also, I'll give a shout out to Jack Black in School of Rock. It's like that movie raised me. And
Here's a useful lesson for you. Give up. Just quit.
speaking of laid back and disorganized, but the
Yeah.
kids loved him. It was fun.
Kids loved him. Okay, my best teacher is this is a hard one between Mr. Feeney from Boy Meets World. My son is watching it right now, and I'm like, talk about transcending all generations. Like he like, loves it.
Wait, that's so fun.
Feeney. I loved Mr. Feeney because he was this moral compass for them without being so like unrelatable, and he just like you could tell he cared about the kids, but also like
Yes.
was a really good sweet little grandpa teacher. Honorable mentions to Professor McGonagall,
Oh
Mr.
my gosh, I
Holland
forgot
from
about
Mr.
Harry
Holland's
Potter.
Opus. And Professor X from X-Men. I know he was a professor of a school, and
Yes.
so my best teacher, probably Mr. Feeney. I grew up with him. Felt like my teacher. But those are my honorable mentions
Oh
as
my
well.
gosh, I can't believe I didn't even think about Harry Potter. I literally asked ChatGPT about like popular movies, that have school, just because I was getting stuck. And now I'm like, oh, well, now I know who my worst teacher is. Actually, yeah.
But do you?
I do.
But do you?
I do.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. Let's do our worst teacher.
Okay. Well, oh my gosh, I actually can't remember his name because I'm like, obviously Snape was awful, but then also the best. But
Yes. Lockhart. Gilderoy Lockhart. Oh,
the worst.
it's almost worse to be a fake, right? Like he was, than actually just like try your best but not be great at something. He was just like a slimy
Yeah.
clout chaser. Yeah, remember when he literally broke students' arms or like turned them into slugs or something?
Yeah. Well, all of the above. Tried to
Yeah.
fix a broken arm. Got a no bone arm in Harry. So
Was someone also throwing up slugs because of
yes.
you?
Well, Ron, but I don't think that was because of him. I think Ron's wand was broken and it backfired on him. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
Harry Potter
but
trivia,
you know
catch
who
me at it. Just
you
kidding.
know who might be worse than Gilderoy Lockhart is Dolores Umbridge.
Oh my gosh. I feel like she doesn't even count as a teacher. Yeah, she was awful.
She was so hateable with her smug little face and her little pink.
Well, it's one of those
suit
situations,
sets.
yeah, that I feel like we get into in education, in any honestly working industry. It's like you kind of forget the point, right? Like the point is to educate these kids and turn them into great humans and like try to help them along in life. And you just forgot the point. You went on a power trip. And I see it in business too, like leaders and everything too. But it's like, just remember the point.
Yep. Honorable mentions to Trunchbull, literal child abuse. So
Yeah.
we frown upon that.
Yeah.
The Ferris Bueller's Day Off principle also frown upon stalking your students and being petty and weird. So those are some of our worst teachers. Oh, I also thought of Charlie Brown's teacher because it's like, and I'm like, What kind of education is that for these children? They can't even understand her or him.
Wow, you
don't
did
know.
so much better at this best and worst teacher than I did. Thanks for carrying the team. And spot on. You were spot on.
Okay, so now we are going to go to our first class. Can we get a school bell to signal PTSD in all of us? Matt, can we get a school bell sound? Okay.
Was that your school bell? Is it a ding, ding, ding? I can't even remember what a school bell sounds like, if I'm being honest.
I actually don't know either.
I know. Sometimes it's like a... Now I feel like that's what it is. It's honestly just like...
Do that again, please.
I feel like it comes through the intercom and it's just like a button now, you know? So it's like, next period.
Well, yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I think of like the fire
Okay.
drill. Like, this one.
Oh, yeah. I feel like they don't have those anymore. Okay.
Okay, history
First class.
Welcome to history. We kind of thought we'd talk about a movie or a show or something that made history come alive for us. Why don't you start?
Okay. I feel like we could have similar ones in this because I immediately thought of most of the war movies we've seen. And it's hard because a part of me is like, that's why I struggle with war movies, because I know that they are realistic and they are making history come to life, but it's so gruesome and awful that I don't want it to be a thing. And it's also tricky because I'm not a historian, and so I don't know if they're always that accurate, right? I can think, was it, I can't even think of the movie now where there was like in Ireland or Scotland, and the comments, I remember people saying like, this is actually not how it went down.
Oh,
but
that was Braveheart,
yes, yeah.
which is, famously inaccurate. But
it also at least like brings people talking about it, you know, and can sort out that history.
yes.
But I thought of Charlie's War and
Charlie Wilson's War, yeah.
Charlie
Tom
Wilson's
Hanks.
War, and oh my gosh, the other one that was actually very, very hard for me to. We Are Soldiers. I didn't write this one down for some reason, but that
We
one
Were
was.
Soldiers.
And I think that was
about the Vietnam War.
And it was awful.
Yeah, it's hard, like you said, to find the balance of ignorance, wanting to look away because it's so hard to see, and then also educating, learning, so that we don't, so that, you know, because it's also like, well, we do need to remember their sacrifice and remember how
like,
horrible it was so we don't repeat it. I know people said about Saving Private Ryan that it was so realistic, the D-Day, like going on the beach, the first couple minutes that veterans had to walk out because it was so realistic. And I remember thinking, like, I learned about World War II all through my education, but nothing like made it as real as watching the war movies, which so I'm like, we almost should play some of these movies in schools.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
know. Yeah.
And it does make it come alive. I love based on true story movies because it's like does make history come alive.
Yeah. I had like, well, you go, because I'm like, I had a lot of honorable mentions too, but.
Same. I think watching Schindler's List and Saving Private Ryan, I watched those both pretty early on the channel. And like seeing the horrors of the Holocaust in Schindler's List was so, like, it actually made my heart hurt. I recently watched The Pianist. It's kind of the same thing. Like it I don't know. But then, you know, like those were real people with real lives. Those were someone's mom, daughter. Like, I don't know. It was just all the war movies we've seen. Hacksaw Ridge is another one of my favorite. 12 Years a Slave. That wasn't a war movie, but about slavery in the South. And anyways, it's cool because movies do, like you said, even if it's to start the conversation or to like pique an interest. And then because there's so many things that I've watched and then been like, oh, I want to learn more about this guy or stuff like that.
Yeah. Did you ever see Just Mercy with Michael B. Jordan?
Yes. Yes. I watched it on the channel.
Yeah. That one was.
That's another
really
one that
good,
like
too.
puts you in a whole different perspective. Like it shows you these different points of view. And I think it's so important. But like you said, it's also really hard.
Yes, it's
see.
hard for me to watch, but yeah, they're good too.
Okay, and we want to hear yours too as we go through these
Yes.
classes. So let us know what
I know
movie, maybe your first memory of what being like, wow, like the history came alive for you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And hopefully there's some happy history moments out there too. Like,
Oh, there definitely is,
Yeah.
right? Like,
I know my
Like-
my mind immediately went to all the war movies, and so for me too, those can never fully have a happy ending because there's so
Right.
much to it. But
oh my gosh, let's think of one happy history movie.
I'm not good at thinking
Like-
on the spot like this.
I guess like lots of sports movies that are
Yeah.
based on true stories. Maybe some biopics of people like who led amazing lives that could be happy. Lincoln? No. Okay.
I know, I'm trying.
Well,
We might have to come back to that. I'll think as we go.
I'm like thinking natural disaster based on true story movies, war movies, Holocaust movies. Yeah, that's
Yeah. Yeah.
okay. There's got to be a great list, and I'm sure I've seen many. I just can't, of course, think of them right now. Okay, can we get another school bell? We are changing classes, and we are going to gym, phys ed, PE. It's funny because all the little girls in my neighborhood are like, "Oh, I hate PE," and I was like, "That's my favorite class." They're
Same.
like I just did my nails.
And like when I was younger, I loved it. In high school, I didn't love it as much. I was playing
Yeah.
a lot of sports too, and then PE just kind of felt like this other thing, and you
They
are
weren't
more
good
ready
enough
and
for us,
stuff.
for
And
you.
yeah, anyways, but
Yeah, I know. It was hard when you were full on drenched in your sweat in the middle of the day, and
like doing the beep test in middle school, I'm like, I am the sweatiest mess, and I'm gonna go get changed back into my regular clothes. What in the world?
I know.
Anyways,
And then go chug a chocolate milk at lunch. You'll be great. You'll be great. Okay, so we thought we would talk about for gym class some coaches in pop culture that we love, and I have a feeling you and I have the same one. So why don't you go first? Because I have lots of backups.
well, it's funny too because even before we started doing the coaching thing, mine movies were based because of the coaches. Whoops. Because of the coaches, anyways. So my top two were Coach Carter and Hoosiers.
What?
Oh, and then I
Thought
have
one-
a shout out. Well, and then if I'm switching just to coaches, Coach Taylor from Friday Night Lights.
I thought it'd be Coach Boone from Remember the Titans.
Oh my gosh, yes, such a great one. But I mean, he was fantastic, but sometimes I wanted him to just be like a tiny bit less strict. I'm like, actually, they should be allowed to get water, like.
Yes, that's true. I remember seeing that as a kid and being like, why is he so mean? But then at the end, you're just like, victory!
Yes.
And he did change
really
lives,
bring those
changed.
boys together. Mhm.
Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, so yours, I don't remember who's yours. Tell me, this basketball, I watched it in high school.
Actually, hold on. Sorry, this just in. I'm thinking of the wrong movie. I did love Hoosiers, but I also think I'm thinking of Glory Road.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Glory Road.
yeah.
It's the guy from Sweet Home Alabama,
Yes,
right? Isn't
it
that the
is.
coach? Yeah. That one was really good. And Coach Carter. Oh,
Yes.
man, those are also just in
Yeah.
the heart.
But so good. And he does change lives too, which I just love.
I know. There is something to be said about a great coach. And I love the ragtag teams that just are turned around by an amazing
Yes.
coach. I have Herb Brooks from Miracle, the hockey one we watched.
Great one. Mhm.
Yes. I have Coach Boone, Remember the Titans, Mickey from Rocky, and
I thought of him as well.
Clint Eastwood's Frankie Dunn in $1 Million Baby. And I love that one because it's such an arc. Like he's this like grumpy old man.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not going to teach a girl. And then he literally just falls in love with her in a daughter way and is at her bedside. Anyways,
I hated that movie, but you're right. He was great.
yeah,
It was so
it was-
heartbreaking.
it was beyond. Yeah.
Yeah.
More sad based on true stories. My goodness. Okay, so final answer. Yours is your number one
Coach
coach.
Carter.
Mine's Coach Boone. Remember Titans.
That's a great one.
Okay.
I also loved, oh my gosh, I can't think of his name in Remember Titans. Gary? What's the
Bertier?
other- No. Oh, yeah.
Coach
Gary
Taylor.
Is it Coach Taylor?
Was it Coach Taylor?
No.
That's Friday Nights. The other guy.
Yeah.
His assistant.
Yeah. With a
Yeah.
daughter, Hayden Panettiere. Yeah.
Yost.
Yes. I really loved him too.
And they were a good balance.
They
for
were
each
a
other.
really good dynamic duo.
Yeah. Okay. Class change.
Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner.
We are going to science class now.
Welcome to science. Before we get into
That's another one that I feel is always misrepresented. I came to class thinking we're going to be pouring beakers of
every
chemicals
day.
and dissecting frogs, and really it was no. Let's
Mhm.
learn about plants and photosynthesis.
Yes.
for most
Well,
of
it's
it.
funny because when I started in education, I wanted to be a biology teacher because I loved my biology class in high school. But we talked a lot about the body and all these things and how it all works. And I loved that side of it. And then I remember one of my first biology education classes, it was let's talk about the evolution of a fish. And I was I'm out. And then I became a math and health teacher. But anyways, okay, science. Mine, I think, is a little bit off the beaten path.
Well, so
but-
hold on. So for science, we're doing sci-fi movies.
Right.
Yes.
And mine still isn't super sci-fi, but it just...
Well, I don't feel like you're, in general, probably not a sci-fi fan. Is that fair?
It depends on what type of sci-fi, but yeah, because a couple of more recent TV shows I've really liked that are technically sci-fi, like Silo and that kind of thing. But
True.
But I feel like mine isn't going to count in the science category, but it's just what I thought of. Okay, but Spider-Man, because all the Spider-Mans have been very smart and they're really good at science and figuring out all the things. Some of them are making their own web stuff and all that. And I just really liked that they made the smart kids like these heroes too, and it always made me want to be smarter. And I'm yeah, science. I'm looking at them mixing all those things and getting these cool internships. And I mean, the Tom Holland wasn't as science specific, I feel but the previous ones, I feel it was more science. And so anyways, and then, the Avengers kind of get into sci-fi because they go into space and all that. So I say count it.
I will allow it, but I want another paper on something more genre specific. Just kidding. Well, it's funny because when I think of sci-fi, I think of space and aliens and pretty exclusively. But you're right. You did make a good case for a science fiction world is that.
Thank you.
So I have Star Trek. It's been fresh on my mind. I went to a Star Trek convention. We should probably, I'll talk about that later. But I was thinking about sci-fi and the world that I would like to go to, because a lot of times sci-fi is horrible worlds, apocalyptic and aliens and killing and taking over, Terminators, all that stuff. But Star Trek is just a utopian world. There's no money, there's no poverty, there's no illness because they've come up with all the guns that just beep, boop, you're cured of cancer. And I have a healthy fear of flying, so I don't want to be, as much as I'd like to be on the ship, I don't think I could. I would want to be at those cool space stations that look like giant malls, especially in the newer Star Wars.
Yeah.
They've made those look so cool. And just to you get to pick whatever you want to get better at. You don't have jobs, really. You're just bettering the world. So I would probably just watch movies and people could watch me watch movies. That would be cool.
Speaking of Star Wars, we've been watching Andor, the TV show. Have you seen
You
that?
have?
Yeah.
Why haven't you told me this? You should be
Probably because we
reacting
just
to it.
started. Yeah, we're just a few episodes in, but it's been
I've heard
good.
it's really good. Like
Yeah.
as far as new Star Wars stuff, like people really love it.
I know, I've heard that as well. It is interesting because I have seen most of the Star Wars, at least like the mainstream. I haven't seen all the spin-off ones or whatever. But I've seen them all, but I can't remember a lot of them very well. So I kind of feel like and I haven't seen Rogue One, which I think this like leads into it. And so there's a part of me where I'm watching this where I'm like, I'm just trying to figure out context. I'm like, what's going on here? But I have talked to a few other people that have watched it and are bigger Star Wars fans, and they still feel like that. So I don't think I'm too behind, and I'm still enjoying it.
I still think you should watch Rogue One. It's probably my favorite Star Wars movie.
Okay. Yeah, no, I think we're going to watch it after. But
Yeah. No, I think you should watch it before you keep going.
Oh,
Or
before.
it's a prequel to Rogue One.
Yeah, that's what I've heard, I think. So
I can't confirm or deny. I actually don't know if I made that. But speaking of sci-fi worlds, I just watched Sin City. And that is one that is a world I would never hope to be in. I struggled with that, but it was just barely. So all fresh on my mind when I was coming up with this list. And it was just like this dark, gritty, disgusting world. It was one of the weirdest movies. I like sat in shock after, almost speechless, because I was like, what did I just see? And the part that really threw me over the edge, and I can't even believe I'm going to talk about this, but I think our listeners will get it, is the part where I was totally like out wasn't even the beheadings or the multiple slashers, killings, gruesome deaths. It was when this one guy was giving this other guy a swirly, and there was literal poop in the toilet when he was giving the swirly. And when I saw that, I was like, I don't like this movie. I'm out. I don't want to live here. I don't want to watch this.
I feel ill. That makes me feel ill.
So I literally, it made me feel sick for the rest of the movie. That specific part. I was like, how could
I'm going
you?
to think about,
How could the director do this to us? How could anyone ever be like, and then, well, anyways.
Yeah, I wish you
Science
wouldn't
is
have
over.
told me that. Okay, wait. I have to change the subject really quickly, but still in the sci-fi thing. It's funny because you talked about sci-fi. In your world of sci-fi, where like everything's fixed, all the things are done. But I feel like there's also the other version of sci-fi where the world has gone to ish, and so now it's like, how do we survive as a society if there are only a few people left? So
Yes,
like I thought of The
apocalyptic
Host
side.
or
Planet of the Apes.
yes, or like Silo, and all that, and so yeah.
And
Anyways.
it's usually like humans have destroyed each other.
Exactly.
And then the little people have to deal with those mistakes of the powerful people. So I Am Legend. Then we get into zombie stuff. Yeah. Okay. Well, we've had just about enough science. I actually really like sci-fi, but let's do a class change. Okay. Now, our last class is music class. What did you take any music classes?
No, not after elementary school. When you just have the whole class goes to music. Other than that, I did not. I have negative musical talents.
I did clarinet in grade 7.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And every single time I had to put my tongue on that little wooden thing, I got I couldn't. Literally, by the end, I would gag if the clarinet got near my mouth because it was like a sensory thing. It was like cotton balls, but it was like it was like eating with a wooden spoon, which they make you do in Canada now, instead of plastic. Not okay. Anyways, so that was my experience in music class. But as far as music movies, it's funny because we played sports, and so maybe I think, that's why we love sports movies. But I'm not musical at all, and I've actually loved a lot of movies about music.
I get that. Are you going first this time?
First? Sure, I'll go first.
You go.
My favorite music movie is probably Mr. Holland's Opus, and you hear that? The worst title. I'm gonna say
I haven't seen it.
I think I said that in my reaction, but it just is. It's about this music teacher who just like a high school music teacher, but really fights for the arts. And he is an incredible musician. And then he has a deaf son, and how hard that is for him and navigating. But in the end, like, teachers change lives, and he fought for his passion. It was just a really tender, sweet story. And I also loved Amadeus, which was about Mozart and his life.
Oh, cool.
And his, like, that's another true story that it brought history to life for me about Mozart.
Is it
He was
happy?
this
Dang it.
But it was incredible to see, like, how some people are literally just born with that ability. And he literally was a prodigy in every way. But then that also comes with a lot of struggles, but incredible to see his talent and his life story. And honorable mention was Whiplash. I loved Almost Famous. Remember Stillwater with Kate Hudson? I loved that movie. Not August Rush. Anyways, those are just some of the music movies.
Okay, those are, well, I actually haven't seen your main two, but the other ones are really great. So I did kind of two different categories of, like, about music, but then also we talked about musicals. And so just had to give a shout out to Wicked, and also The Greatest Showman. That was a fantastic movie. I just, like, left empowered in a weird way. I remember being like, I want to be a better person. I'm more energized. Like, it was just really great. But I also saw, this isn't your classic film movie, but I saw the movie about Hans Zimmer that came out a while ago, where it's like, it was kind of his concert, but with, like, behind the scenes and stuff. Yeah. It was a little long for me, but still so much respect for those musicians. So that was cool. And they really can, like, I think after seeing that movie too, I have noticed
movie scores.
Yes, movie scores a little bit more. And what did we just watch? Oh, it was F1, where the music was so good and Hans Zimmer did it. And I was like, okay, now that I know his process and he, like, created all of this from scratch, I'm like, that is actually insane.
I know. Like, how do they come up with new tunes and melodies every time?
Right.
Because I just would be like, oh, that sounds like that song.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't understand how we're still creating
creative
new
to make
things.
something out of nothing is incredible.
Yes.
We didn't grow up with musicals really. Like, I know some people, like, my husband can, like, watch Les Mis, like, for 10 years straight every Sunday. But we watched Sound of Music.
Yeah.
But we weren't definitely not a musical family. But I loved Singing in the Rain that I've seen on the channel.
Yeah.
I too love Greatest Showman. I know there's more that I missed. Oh, White Christmas. Remember that one with the sisters?
Yes.
Sisters.
Yes. Well, I also thought of, I mean, Wicked I thought was on point because they also, like, it's back to school and all that. But
True.
Oh, I'm blanking on the name as I'm about to say it. But the new Bob Dylan one.
Oh, Complete Unknown.
A Complete Unknown. Yes, thank you. I didn't know anything about Bob Dylan. Don't know a ton of his music. My husband loves the oldies and, like, all that. So anyways, we went and I had pretty low expectations. I was like, yeah, it's fine. I'll see it. And I really liked it.
I really want to see that one.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah. And there's there's a Bruce Springsteen one coming out with Jeremy Allen White, the guy from The Bear, who plays Bruce Springsteen. And I don't know any Bruce Springsteen, but it does seem like there's a lot of these music.
Yeah. I saw the
biopics
Bob Marley one
coming out.
too. That one was good.
Look at you.
I know.
Stop watching all these movies off channel, Carly.
Sorry.
There's the I loved the Freddie Mercury Queen one. Did you see that one?
I did not. Is that Bohemian Rhapsody?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see that. Well, we didn't talk about this class, but I was just thinking about it. English and language arts. And for some reason, I just thought of Pride and Prejudice. Like, I think of all the old movies when I think of my language arts English classes because they talk so eloquently.
Yeah.
And even the writers, I feel like do such a good job. And so, anyways, that's what I thought of for my English and language arts
I remember
class.
reading Pride and Prejudice in LA and fell in love with it. And then we watched the 6-hour PBS movie and
Whoa, fun.
I got me to read more Jane Austen and that was. And then we also would watch really weird movies like Labyrinth and never understood why we watched that. But it's the David Bowie. He's like throwing a baby in the air and
Oh. Well, I had to watch Shawshank Redemption in my English class. So, and I remember we had like this paper where we had to fill out all like the dark first light imagery and all these things. And anyways, there was also a few scenes where I had to leave. So it was wild.
And The Village you watched. So I don't know who your teachers were.
Yikes.
Barely watched that last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Cass, I have one more question for you on the spot. Do you have a movie or show that influenced you? I mean, at least at one point where you're like, I want to do this with my career or life because of this movie or TV show.
Ooh. Okay, wait. Do you have an answer to it for you? Can you go first and I'll think about it?
I mean, I will say there were a lot of great teachers and coaches that made me want to be a teacher and coach. But the other one I thought of was Suits, the TV show. I watched that while I was in college and I was becoming a teacher, but I really thought about changing my career. And I was like, I think I'm meant to be a lawyer. Like,
That's funny.
yeah, I
And
didn't.
then you watched Alias and wanted to join the
That's true.
CIA.
I do actually still have a secret hidden desire that I do want to be a secret agent someday. But
Someday.
yeah. But then I also had friends go through law school, and I'm like, when I was getting my MBA, I had one of my best friends going through law school at the same time, and I was like, you chose the wrong grad school. Like, it seemed so miserable. But they like it.
What about teaching? Wasn't there movies that like?
Yeah,
Did you ever see Dead Poet Society?
But there were a lot of just great teachers. Or I remember sometimes even seeing bad teachers in movies. I was like, no, I want to be the best one, you know? So.
Yeah. I think what came to mind is I was an advertising major and Andy Anderson worked at a magazine and in 10 Things, or How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. And I was like, I just want to work at a magazine, like, and Devil Wears Prada, like stuff like that. I was just like, I love
13
that.
going
like,
on 30.
fancy. Yes, that world. And so I think that actually did influence me to go into advertising a little bit. And then once you get into the real advertising world, I like worked for like a math computer game advertising that. I'm like, well, this isn't quite the glamorous magazine life that I was thinking about, but that's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. All the lawyers were like, it's not actually like Suits. And I'm like, but are you sure?
Yeah. Yeah. And all the doctors are like, it's not actually like Grey's.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I never knew. I always knew I couldn't be a doctor because I'm too squeamish, but I do love Grey's.
Okay, guys,
okay.
let's get our final bell. It is time to go home. And when I got home from school, I would always eat a bowl of ice cream or fry up some pierogies, nachos. That's like what I remember about getting home from school, which is kind of weird. And watch some Reba. Anyways.
Oh my goodness, yes. That's so classic. That's so funny. Well, I'm also so happy that we're going to end with our highlights and lowlights because I used to do this with my students. We do favorite part of the day. And I'd throw out Starburst.
Every single one?
No, not every student. But just like whoever raised their hand, I'd throw out a Starburst or some sort of candy to them, and it was fun.
Okay, let's start with our lowlights.
Okay. Well, I actually have to start with my highlight to do my lowlight.
Okay, deal.
Okay. So my highlight is volleyball is back. So I started coaching again, which is so fun. We had our first game last night. We won. It was great. So proud of the girls. And also just everyone
Speaking
going
of
back
great
to school.
Coaches.
Oh, thanks. But yeah, and also just like everyone going back to school, seeing all their kids post or like the parents post about their kids going back to school is so fun. But anyways, so coaching has been my highlight. But that leads me into my low light because I am very busy. And I'm used to being busy, but for some reason this year it feels like a whole new thing. And I don't know if it's because I'm married and like you're doing 2 schedules or whatnot, but
right.
I just notice it a lot more. And I'm trying to, and my job, I have a new role. So my job is busier and I'm coaching and we're watching movies, doing a podcast. And I have like this youth group that I work with too. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, what did I just do? So
What have I done?
I'm a little bit nervous, but I think it'll settle, once I kind of get back used to it. But it's my highlight, but also my low light, because I'm like, oh boy.
Welcome to August, September. Calendars I have officially, like, sports are back in for my kids.
Yes.
And that's my low light and highlight is back to school. But I wanted to do a specific low light highlight about my Star Trek convention that I just attended.
Fun.
So the low light was Guy Fieri. Low light to you. I was like, they had this restaurant in the Rio where the convention was. And I was like, hey, I know him from the Food Network. This will be great. It was so bad. It was so bad.
Sad.
And I mean, so that there were not a lot of options to eat at the Rio. It's kind of off the beaten strip. Could definitely use an update, but they're awesome for letting this convention take place. But anyways, not great. Luckily, we had Din Tai Fung, my favorite restaurant, the night before, so that made up for it. But come on, Guy
So
Fieri,
jealous.
standards should be higher. You literally do this for a job. If you put your name on it, better not be like ground beef tasting carne asada that has no flavor. Anyways, my highlight from the Star Trek convention, and I've mentioned this a few times and you'll see it in the vlog, but speaking of living on a star base, like, I would walk past these restaurants and literally the line going out of it is just like full of like Star Trek people in uniforms, Klingons, Cardassians, like all these alien races coming together. And it was just like, it felt like I was there. It's so silly to say, but like you'd see a table and they're just like Starfleet uniforms, just going about their day. I also got to meet some, I want to save it for the vlog, but some stars from the show, which was so fun. Data was very sweet and lied to me and said he'd heard of Popcorn in Bed. But it was just like this experience that I never thought I would be a part of. And then I did. And although it was exhausting, it was just like, I was like, how did I get here? And why is this like such a fun experience that I never thought I'd have? So
branching
anyways,
out.
Okay. Yes.
New you.
And then really quick, we want to share our kernel of movie trivia. And this is from Clay F. from Houston, Texas. And he says, Washington, D.C.'s National Cathedral has a stone grotesque of Darth Vader's helmet on the back of the Northwest Tower. Easily verified with a Google search, including photos and the story behind it got there. A grotesque is a decorative, thank you for defining grotesque for me, decorative stone carving like a gargoyle, except a gargoyle contains a spout for rainwater. When it is just a decorative carving, it's called a grotesque. Go Washington, D.C.
Fun.
Throw in some Star Wars lore.
Yeah, a little hidden Easter egg.
Yeah. So we should put a picture maybe here of but yeah, I'm like, are you an Imagineer from Disney? Just hiding little hidden Mickeys, hidden Darth Vaders all over DC.
Yeah.
So that's kind of fun. Thank you, Clay, so much for supporting and for submitting that. I'll repost the link to submit movie facts if you want to hear yours read on air at the end. Okay.
Perfect. Well, happy first day of school. Happy back to school, everyone.
Back to school.
And hope everyone has a fantastic week and life is going well for you. And if it's not, we hope it starts going well soon.
Yes. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll talk to you next time on Popcorn to Go. Bye.
Thanks for hanging out with this sisterly duo. If you enjoyed listening with us, don't forget to subscribe on your favorite platform, leave that beloved 5-star review, and join our Patreon for bonus content and to be part of the Popcorn community.